Hey buddy, Kirsten here, mindset and action coach and your internet best friend. And today I'm talking about how to be more confident, specifically by using self-celebration. What a delicious phrase. Okay, why self-celebration? Because your brain pays more attention automatically to negative stuff than positive stuff. It comes from this thing called negativity bias, which was super dupes helpful during evolution because it helped you pay attention to potentially dangerous stuff, right? A rustling in the bushes could mean a matter of life and death because something could jump out at you and kill you. So your brain is wired to value that information, that negative signal, more than it is trained and wired to value a positive signal, like a beautiful sunset or like a delicious feeling that you get from being around a person or eating a food or whatever. Those are good things, but they don't mean as much to your animal brain, which is actually back here. So what we are going to do to up your confidence is hijack this automation. You're actually going to change your habits so that you don't pay so much attention automatically to these negative thoughts, these negative self-critical, self-judgmental thoughts that are getting in the way of your confidence. So what do we do about that? We self-celebrate. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. So I have my clients do self-celebration in two ways that tend to work out really well depending on what your preference is, what works for you. You got to be willing to experiment with this, okay? So self-celebration tactic number one is get a reminder, just set up on your phone, set a daily alarm, maybe 2 to 3, like whatever your preference, and have that be your signal every single day to answer the question, what success can I celebrate or acknowledge today? Like since my last alarm, so whether that's 24 hours ago or like 6 hours ago, what success can I acknowledge? And remember, you are in charge of defining success, not your inner critic. So whatever you want success to be in that moment, you're allowed to have that success. Like I nailed that presentation, I asked that person out on a date, or like I showed up at work today, I got out of bed. Like we're success machines. Just you got to define success the way that you like it, right? So that is one way. You can have reminders set up on your phone so that you are triggered, you are compelled to answer this question. You put your brain purposefully on the positive, on something to acknowledge or celebrate. And you don't let your inner critic put a caveat on the end of that celebration like, okay, so I nailed that presentation, but I could have done a lot better. Like, that's not the time for this. Ain't nobody got time for that inner criticism right now. We are success celebrating. So that's method number one. Method number two is success journaling, which sounds really nerdy, but like you can make it whatever you want. You can have a journal, success logging, you can do a celebration, post-it wall, whatever you want. But this is a practice where at a specific time every night or morning, whatever works for you, you write down, you scan your last 24 hours and you write down, what am I celebrating about myself right now, today? Like, what did I do? Acknowledgement, acknowledgement, acknowledgement. What you're doing by doing this process for like a good chunk of time, you have to give it at least a couple weeks. Just stick with it, be consistent, you deserve it. What you're doing is you're creating a new habit. So whereas if you just left your brain alone, it would automatically be biased towards the negative. It would buy into these negative self-critical thoughts. You're creating a new habit. You're training your brain to look for things to celebrate, successes to celebrate, say that 10 times fast, throughout your day. And that means you will get good at automatically celebrating and acknowledging yourself, which makes you hugely confident. Because think about it. If you do something amazing, like you nail a presentation, and then you walk out of that experience just being like, I did a good job right there. Feel great. Room for improvement? Sure. Doesn't mean anything about me. Moving on, moving up? Yes. Like, how great of a feeling would that be to not have to work hard at? Whereas in your current state, you might be nailing some presentation and then like spending the rest of the entire day beating yourself up for something that went wrong. That's not your fault. It's just a habit. So please try this out. Self-celebrate. in one of these two methods for a couple weeks and see how it goes, see how you feel, and start developing this new habit. Now, if you want to dive more into confidence, I have a whole playlist on confidence, so check that out. More videos, more information, more practices. Ooh, so juicy. And don't forget to subscribe because I'm here every Wednesday with more mindset and action coaching so that you can keep making the most of yourself and the most of your life and be deep down happy. I'll see you next week.